Good morning, everybody. This is Brian with Forest Hills Memorials. It's been a while since we've done a video, so I figured I would try to upload one here. It's getting late in the season, so I apologize for not doing a whole lot of videos towards the end of the year here. The last couple months, honestly, been super busy, and Aiden doesn't like doing the videos, so I just dropped him off this morning. He's taking a holiday out in Boston, so I figured I would do a video while it's just me here. So I'm here a little bit early in the office. Beth is on her way probably. You know, she had to bring the girls to the school, so I figured I'd give you a little update on our shop here this morning. I know I've got to go out to Flora Cemetery and do a couple of granite foundation installs, so I don't know how much is new inside here. I figured I'd show you a couple pieces. So here's a new kind of a book that we got. So we took a trip late last year out to Boston and saw quite a few of these. I don't know if there's any of these around our area here, so we had one made. You know, it looked like most people were using them kind of as a book of life type memorial. They would have their last name down, you know, the spine there, and then their information on the front. So that's a newer one for in here. I don't know if we've had this gray one since our last video. I think this Paradiso, I think, is sold. That one I've got to bring tomorrow to our engraving facility. This is a new one, so I wanted to have something that showed a little bit of some hand artwork, some roses and things like that climbing up a teardrop that were, you know, all hand carved. I don't know if I've ever talked about this. So we had a customer, as a local painter here in town. We had him draw, or I guess paint, a quarry for us. We got our bronze wall, so I'd like to add to this. We're working with our bronze foundry about getting a couple more unique pieces to put up here, and maybe a companion memorial. We were out shopping at IKEA. I don't know how many of you are familiar with IKEA, but we saw this large globe map and decided that it'd be kind of cool to have on this big wall. And I've got some pieces cut out of different granite colors and kind of where they're from, where the quarries are located throughout the world. So it's pretty amazing. A lot of families aren't familiar with where granite comes from, so it's pretty neat. Get a lot of questions about that. So outside, I know one of our previous videos we got a new trailer. I don't know if that's been on video. We had the side kind of detailed with our information, some advertising as we're driving all over the place. These I got to set up. Their stock pieces. I got to bring the Larson one in for engraving tomorrow. This Larson one, I just don't know what to do with it. So I think this is 5 foot wide. It's 8 inches thick, and I think it's like 2.6 tall, somewhere around there, 2.5 foot tall. Goes out to the cemetery. It came in, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it has a hairline crack that runs almost the length of the die here. I don't know if you can see that real well. So our option was to cut off the top and repolish it, which would make it smaller, which wasn't what the family ordered. So we ended up getting a new piece for them. It's being made currently. So I don't know what to do with this one. I could have it cut and repolished. The problem is having that done is not inexpensive. It probably cost $500 more to do that on this side stone. Since it's got front and back engraving, we'd have to cut the front and the back and then find out where that crack stops and either make it a flat top. But by the time you get done doing that, it's like $500 more than just buying a new stone this size. So don't know what to do with that. It's a large piece just to have, you know, sitting around. So that one I think I'm setting today. I just looked it up on the computer. I think I'm setting a 5-foot foundation and a 4-foot foundation today, both granite. I know we had a video where we went and picked up all these foundations, and they're getting pretty low. So I think we've gone through 3 pallets in the last couple of months. So that's what we've been really focusing on, and just unfortunately videoing everything kind of took a back seat. So I think we've got 3 of those out. This stack of concrete ones I think was 15 tall. We've got that down pretty far. I know I've got on this, so this is Monday. I think it's the 20th of November. I know we got some pieces sent out. I got to get that all opened up and set up. I know I've got a lot of these granite ones I got to go out and get installed. So it's that time of year where we're trying to rush around and get things done before the ground freezes here. I wanted to get a video out. I know once the winter comes, I had to go get more ag lime the other day. I know once winter comes, there's probably gonna, you know, not gonna be a whole lot of content for videos, so wanted to get one out here. And so I gotta do, the other day we went and a family bought a stone, and it was to replace this red one. It's probably the smallest slant I've ever seen. It's only maybe 10 inches tall. So we went and replaced that. Got inventory over there I need to get out. I gotta get this stone set. It's so we're still busy. We've gone through a lot here. I mean, this was just packed the other day, a couple of weeks ago anyway, and then by the time I get done unloading stuff, it's gonna be packed again. So I don't think we have anything new out here. I got a new tall black one out here. I've got those 2 3-foot base, 2-foot dies that I want to set up out here. I've got another black 4-foot base, 3-foot die, all polished just like that. We did set up this big piece the other day. We had sold the piece on the corner here, so we got another big black one to sit over here. The other one had broken through the asphalt. You know, these things weigh so much. Like this one would have had sticks underneath it, and just the weight alone of that, you know, that one too. It's just when it gets hot out, that weight just pushes our blocks of wood straight into the asphalt. So that's another thing that I've looked at, is putting concrete down here. This one obviously is probably the biggest one on the lot. I think the base is 7 foot and the die is 6 foot wide. It's just smashed everything down. So what I tried to do is I had broke one of our concrete aprons, so I put that down to really spread the weight, and then we put that guy on the corner. So things are moving along. We got another big one over here, this Dakota mahogany. Just had this one done, so that's a new one sitting out here. So we've been busy. We need to order more slants to fill up our slant row. That's the crates that are sitting over on the other side of the trailer are all slants. They're all black though, but I could get a couple of those opened up and put out. So I just realized that I'm gonna check and see if I have it's cold out. I think it's in the upper 30s this morning. I just realized I have my hat mount for this GoPro, and I didn't bring a hat this morning, so I don't know if I have one here or not, but I'll have to try to find one so I can do a little bit more videoing for you. So like I said, I think I've got one to set in a small cemetery in town here, and then 2 granite foundations to install. Gotta wait for Beth to get in to make sure that I don't have anything else to do, but I think we've done, so since the end of September until now, you know, 3 weeks into November, I think we've done somewhere 80, 85 foundations that we've put in. So you know, doing those amongst all of the other stuff that we've set, it's just been a lot of days. I think I worked probably the last 8 or 10 weeks, just every day. Haven't had a day off. The last 2 weekends I've had off, so it was about 8 weeks before that. So it's been nice to let the body, not getting any younger, so let the body, you know, heal back up. The knees and lower back and all that stuff starts to hurt when you're pushing it like that. So I think that's what's going to be on the agenda today. Tomorrow I'm bringing a load. I think I'm only bringing 3 or 4 stones to our engraving facility, and I'm only picking up 3 or 4. But I've got a foundation and a stone to set in Elgin, which is a little over an hour away towards Chicago. And then I've got something else. Oh, I've got a stone to set it's that gray 2-foot die. The base I've got sitting over here, I've got that to set, I think in Lombard or Lamont, one of the two, which is also a Chicago suburb. So tomorrow is going to be Chicagoland area. Probably, I don't know if I'll video tomorrow for you. It's going to be a lot of driving. Wednesday, I think Beth's taking off on Wednesday, just right before Thanksgiving to get things ready. I'm going to go north on Wednesday and do some more work. I think it's this week or early next week we're supposed to get like our lows in the mid-teens, so this might be it. Ground might freeze if we get down to that cold, so trying to push. So that'll be it. I'll take you along, and I'm going to try to find a hat. If I don't find one, we might be just getting updates like this throughout the day. Yeah, and we'll put that together for you, and we'll bring you along. Well, I'm starting to wonder if the world or God doesn't want me to make YouTube videos. So just got done loading this up. I wanted to set this slant. I've got the 2 granite foundations on and just smoke the crane again. So I don't know if you remember, you know, past videos, but we had major crane and truck issues over the summer where, you know, this is a brand new truck, brand new crane, brought everything brand new, and just, you know, it's had a couple of auto crane warranty repairs, I guess, and then it's had issues with this hydraulic pump. So this summer we had a brand new hydraulic pump put on, and you can see where the power comes in. It's not hot anymore, but that boot is completely melted. So for whatever reason, this thing is pulling way too many amps or volts or whatever. So it's not good. So now I'm at a loss. I don't know, not sure what I'm gonna do about that. So I do have, you know, our trusty Chevy over there, and the other thing we had done this summer, we were having crane issues on this one, so we had that crane completely rebuilt. So that has pretty much brand new everything that makes it work. So I'm gonna go over and talk to the folks that worked on the crane, let them know that I smoked this boot, and see what they want to do with it. They might want to look at the truck, but I needed to get an early start today to get this stuff done, so I don't know what's going to happen. The only real option I have is to disconnect the trailer and grab the Chevy, pull it up next to this truck, take this stuff, put it on the Chevy, and use the Chevy today. I got another enclosed trailer on that Chevy, so I'd have to drop all of that, which puts me into a late start. So I don't know. I don't need the trailer or obviously the foundations to go set this stone, but I'm trying to think about my day tomorrow. I don't know if I want to take the Chevy into a Chicago run. You know, those, I think the first cemetery I have to go to is like an hour and 40 minutes away, and the Chevy's not new. So I think the Chevy's got, you know, 150, 160,000 miles on it, whereas this, I think it has like 15. So first things first, I'm gonna go over and check, see what they can do about looking at this crane. But I would say it probably puts it out of service for today anyway. More than likely, with it being a short week, it might be out of service for a week or two. So the crazy thing is, I don't know the date of our last video. I know it's been a couple of months ago, but I mean, this thing's been running perfectly normal, perfectly fine. It did have a battery down here, a third battery on the truck that was powering this. That was the issue before, so we completely took all of that out. Now we've got our tie down straps in there. Still has the power on and off for the crane, but there's no battery in there anymore. So now it's completely running off the truck batteries. And it you know, it wasn't a power issue. Obviously it's getting enough power, and potentially too much power. Usually when your electronics lose their smoke, they're toast. So I'm gonna go talk to them, see if they can't look at it and find out what my next steps are. So stay tuned, we'll see what we're doing. All right, so semi-quick update here. I've got the Chevy going, so got the slant I've got to set today on the Chevy. I've got the Dodge over at the truck place just right down the street. Just walked back with that. So I'm gonna go try to get this stone set, and I'll bring you along for that. I've got to go, I brought the Dodge over there with the trailer, so I've got to go get in the trailer and get my setting box, and then I've got to get fuel in this truck. So I'm gonna do a couple things, and then I'll head over to the cemetery. It's a tiny cemetery, there's no roads in there, there's a gate and it's right on the road. So hopefully, Beth and I were just talking about, hopefully the gate's not locked. But we'll get those couple of errands ran, we'll get over to the cemetery, and we'll show you that. So we made it. So made it to Guilford Union Cemetery. This cemetery has a local company that does their own foundation, so I am just here to install this memorial. And you know, I've been doing this, I know a lot of you have been subscribers for a while, but I've been doing this since I was 14, and I don't think I've ever been to this cemetery. So it's a small little cemetery, you know, that's it. It's right in the middle of a neighborhood, really, and it's right by our local community college. I went to school there, but never been in here. It's tough to get into. It's a very busy road, and they've got a gate there that was a little hard to get into with all the traffic. So so I did not find a hat, so I'm not gonna be able to keep you on while I do this, but wanted to show this off. So we're really close to the Wisconsin border, and I know Christian's probably going to be watching this, so we get a lot of that around here. So I always tell people that we charge extra for putting Packers things on memorials. So I'm going to go ahead and get this 3-foot slant put on that foundation, and I will back out of here and show you guys what it looks like once it's set. All right, so this one is completed. Just gonna walk over here and show it to you. So I'm glad at least to get this one in before the holiday here this week, so that family can have their piece installed for them. With the way this morning's going, just happy to get anything done. So I've got to drive back over to this gate, and I've got to try to park in between the road and the gate, and that little patch of grass there and hope everybody's paying attention so I don't get rear-ended by somebody texting and driving. So this truck on the back rack has these flashers, so I'm gonna have those on because I see a lot of people doing weird stuff while driving these days. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try to snake my way out here and head back to the shop, see what the rest of the day is gonna entail. But we'll see you back there. All right, so got some new plans. So got back here, talked to Beth, and looked at the forecast and, you know, what I needed to do for tomorrow and that. And tomorrow I've got to take this stone, or what I was going to do tomorrow, I've got to take that stone into Lamont, which is the Chicago suburb. And we were just looking at the forecast for tomorrow. There's like a 70 or 80% chance of rain. And I'd like to just drive in there and set the stone. We haven't had rain in quite a while. So it's another cemetery that does their own foundation, so I don't need to bring the trailer. So we just made the decision. We gave them a call and I can go out there. So it's like an hour and 45 minutes away. And they have a funeral service today, it sounds like at 1:30, so they're asking if I could show up at 2. So I'm probably gonna leave here at 12, and right now it's about 25 after 11. So I need to get one more strap to tie down this base. I've also got to get a vase for flowers loaded up, and then we'll get trucking here shortly. So my only concern, you know, is this truck. When we were having truck issues, I hate going even back to it, but when we were having truck issues, the new truck, the truck was fine, but the crane wasn't working right. And then with this one, the crane was working fine, but the truck wasn't working right. So we technically fixed all of the issues on both, and now I'm coming back to you on the YouTubes with more crane and truck issues. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. I checked all the fluids. Looks like she's all good to go. So that is going to be what we're gonna try to do today. And then I've got to come back. Hey honey. Then I've got to come back here, drop the truck off, and then I still got stuff in the back of my truck, so I might try to unload that. But and then tomorrow I've got to go back into the burbs, into Carroll Stream. So a lot of driving. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll bring you along and show you the trip out to Lamont and this stone being set. All right, so we are strapped down and ready to go. I'm just pulling out of the shop here. Got the GPS set up. We're going to Mount Vernon Cemetery in Lamont. It's exactly noon, so we'll see how long it takes to get there. The GPS says like an hour and 42 minutes, something like that. So we shall see. It usually takes a little bit longer to get places in these trucks, just because they don't take off quick and they don't stop quick. So I'm gonna drive. It's gonna be a while, and then for you, I'll be there in about 2 seconds. All right, so we just made it. I'm at the cemetery in Lamont. It is 1:54, so a lot of driving. to be fair, I did stop and check my tie-down strap, so that was probably 5 minutes. But that is the cemetery office here at Mount Vernon. Last time I was here, they called the crew and they brought me to where the stone was to be set, so I'm assuming that's what I got to do here. So I'm going to go in there. I'm not going to film that, but I'll film as soon as we get over to the site and let you see where that's at. Alright, so the lady from the office just brought me over here and showed me where this memorial goes. We had brought one over here a year or two ago and it's pretty close to this one, so the dollop one over there we had set, looks like it says 2021, so maybe 2 years ago. This is a pretty flush memorial park, and then over here it looks like they're allowing uprights, and they've got a cool pond right back here with some some pretty giant houses on there, so it's a pretty cool setting. So I am going to back in here. I'm going to clean this off and get this one set. I don't even know if it doesn't quite look like that. Foundation's 3 foot, but we will see. So that's where mine goes. I'll set it, I'll pull out of the section, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like, and we'll make the long trip back. All right, we are all set here. I'll show you how this looks. So here is the completed memorial. So it looks pretty good. That he ordered these at the same time, and that vase looks so much lighter. But same quarry, so it's kind of came out of a light little pocket, that's for sure. So I'm gonna have to let Beth know that the foundation was it was 30 inches instead of 36, but that is all I've got for today. Just noticed they have a slide over there and an in-ground pool. A little chilly out, otherwise I'd go try it. So that's gonna be it for today. I'm just gonna drive back. I'm sure by the time I get back it's gonna either be dark or close to it, so that's gonna be all I get done these shorter days, that's for sure. I just got to put some of this stuff away so it doesn't fly down the highway. But appreciate you guys watching. Thanks to all the new subscribers out there. I know I haven't done a video in a while, and to anybody that hasn't subscribed, think about it, please do. Helps us out. We'll see you guys on the next one.